This is the third video in this series focused on ASL structure and specifically on prepositional phrases. If you have not watched videos 1 and 2, please go back and watch those. Sentence number 1.
I printed it in the library yesterday.
Establishing time ideally goes first in the sentence. So for this, it would be yesterday signed first. Then the prepositional phrase is in the library. So we're going to establish library in space by pointing in space. You could point here, you could point there. I'm going to point here, okay? So over there, library, I printed, and I'm just going to point to my hand to say that this paper that we're talking about, okay? So yesterday in the library, I printed this. You could even do, I printed this paper that we're talking about, or form is actually what we're talking about, okay? You could do this to show that you're holding the form. So you could do this or show yourself holding the form either with this hand shape or this hand shape. So again, yesterday, library, I printed this. If you are communicating with somebody who signs English, then that might look like this. I printed this in the library yesterday. And voice off, it would look like this. Sentence 2.
After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him.
In this sentence, the prepositional phrase is after the evaluation. Notice how in this sentence, the prepositional phrase is first in the English sentence. Even though prior to this point in videos 1 and 2, we've only discussed prepositional phrases that occur last in the sentence, in English, we do sometimes, and actually quite often, say prepositional phrases first. Regardless of where the prepositional phrase falls in the English sentence, it should be signed first, usually. So after the evaluation is the prepositional phrase. So we're going to start with the evaluation. In ASL, you might sign evaluation like this, like test, if it's a type of test, or if it's some kind of an analysis, like if they're taking a closer look at this child. Like health screening might be like this, where a psych eval might be like this, or a test might be like this. You also will see evaluation sometimes signed the C sign with ease. For this sentence, I'm going to sign test for evaluation. Because I know that this sentence is related to the previous daycare related sentences in videos 1 and 2, I am signing test like this because this is where I've put all of my children from the previous videos. I've set up the children, the daycare accepted the children, or over here, there was a third child that they didn't accept. So I put all of my kids over here. So that's why I'm signing test like this, because the daycare is over here. So I'm shifting my body using space because the daycare is here. And I am testing the children who are over here as the daycare, okay? So just want you to know why I'm shifting and using space in that way. In the next video, we will be connecting all related sentences in paragraphs so you can see how these structures flow together in more of a story rather than isolated sentences. After the evaluation is test, notice my body shift, test, finish. Means when the test is over, test, finish, them, which is the daycare. You might feel comfortable just indexing the daycare since that's where we have had them set up previously, or you might do they and then sign daycare again, then daycare, maybe accept him, okay? I'm signing this like they might go, come on in, you're fine, come on. Accept him. So the whole sentence again would be test, finish, meaning when the evaluation is completed. They, daycare, maybe accept him. Voice off, it would look like this. And then in English, that sentence would look like this. After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him. Voice off, it would look like this. Sentence 3.
In all of my years of school, I've never been in trouble.
So this sentence, the prepositional phrase, is of school. Of school. So we're putting that concept first. School, school, and we're saying of all of my years. So it could be school, meaning the entire time I've been in school. School up until now. You could also sign school all together, and I'm signing it using this timeline, the back to front timeline. School all together, or school up until now, meaning the entire time from past till now. And now we're trying to sign the concept of I've never been in trouble. There's a lot of different ways you could sign this. I'm just going to show you one of them. So I am signing the concept of in trouble from the perspective of getting yelled at, getting disciplined in this way. So they yell at me like discipline, discipline. I'm doing it directionally. They discipline me, trouble me, never. Okay? Again, the whole sentence. School up until now, they, and I'm pointing up a little bit. So I'm setting up a generic person who is above me in power. This would be spoken by a kid in school. A teacher, school staff, whoever is above them. They discipline me, trouble me, never. And in English, the sentence might look like this. In all of my years in school, I've never been in trouble. Voice off, it would look like this. Okay, let's review all of those 3 sentences in ASL. Pick up your hands. Here we go. Sentence number 1. I printed it in the library yesterday. So that would be signed. Sentence 2. After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him. That would be signed. Sentence number 3. In all of my years in school, I've never been in trouble.
I printed it in the library yesterday. After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him. In all of my years of school, I've never been in trouble. I printed it in the library yesterday. After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him. In all of my years of school, I've never been in trouble. I printed it in the library yesterday. After the evaluation, the daycare might accept him. In all of my years of school, I've never been in trouble. In the mall, I saw a fight. There is a bug on the floor. There is a scary guy in the park.
I do want to quickly explain that in ASL, the sign have can be used to mean there is or there are. So like, there are some people in that room over there can be signed, that room over there have people, okay? There are people in that room. There is a scary guy at the park. The park have a man.
I want to go home after the movie. There's a cat under the car.
So I'm going to clarify some signs that are likely to cause issues with production. The sign print is like the sign 20, but it's on the back of the hand, print. It's also a verb, so it's one movement, print. Newspaper is two movements, and print, the verb, or also publish, one movement. Print, publish, and then newspaper. The sign yesterday, I see a lot of people signing yesterday with Y's. I would suggest signing just with an A hand shape. Yesterday, yesterday. And you should be able to see the front of your fingers when you sign that. So it shouldn't be like yesterday, like girl. It should be yesterday. Yesterday, you should be able to see your fingers. The sign test, test, just up and down, test. Up till now should be one hand shape, so thumbs tucked in, and it starts at the shoulder and rotates up, rotates up and around, up till now. This sign means I've been, have been. It means, it represents time span from the past to present. And so it fits a lot of contexts, and so should be used quite a lot in your signing and interpreting. Trouble, the sign trouble is trouble. Trouble, so it's a B hand shape, and it's like you're smacking a fly with both hands. Trouble, trouble. Worry is a circular movement. Think like, oh, worry, oh, worry, worry. So this is worry is this circular movement, and trouble, like you're getting smacked because you're in trouble. Trouble, okay? Those two signs are commonly confused. One way to tackle the concept of something being scary means that I was scared in that moment. And so that's the reason why I showed the person, the man in the park. I looked at the guy and I was scared. As opposed to the man, there's a man, so the park, the man scare. That looks like the man is the one that's scared. As opposed to I was scared. Scary means I, the speaker, was the one that was scared in that moment. So you want to make sure that scary, you're applying the fear to the right person when you're signing that. I signed this for go home. This means like take off, go, go quickly, go. It's just another way to sign go, but it has a little bit more oomph behind it. And it's just from like a C hand shape to an S hand shape, go. And then there is a cat under the car. So we have the car and then the 3 classifier to represent this vehicle. This hand shape represents any vehicle. So you want to always make sure you identify what vehicle that is first. So I'm putting that here, and then the cat, and then this classifier. And this classifier represents any animal that's sitting down, basically. And I'm placing the cat under the car. I think that's about it. I will see you guys for the next video when we review a lot of these sentences. Bye-bye.